What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I'm going to break down exactly what I would do different if I would have to go back in time and train myself starting from the age of 16. So I'm going to break down exactly the mistakes that I made and how I would fix them. Now, the mistakes that I made definitely weren't exceptional, and those are mistakes that I see young athletes still make up until this day. So therefore, I'm going to break it down exactly for you guys. Now, one of the main things that I see with athletes, especially around the age of 16, 17, 18, is they have an enormous drive to get better, which is a good thing. But a lot of athletes think that training harder will actually get them closer to their goal. And as a matter of fact, that is not always the case, especially when we're focused on becoming more athletic. So therefore, I would actually step away from my 2 hour leg workouts, and instead of trying to kill myself, I would keep them short and I would keep them to the point and keep the main thing the main thing. Now, with that comes a second mistake, and that is that I was copying exact workouts from YouTube. We didn't really have Instagram back in the days when I was 16, but it's the same for athletes nowadays. I would stop copying workouts from Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube, or at least I would stop copying them exactly. Every single athlete is different, and every single athlete's goals are also different. And I was literally copying bodybuilder workouts for my leg workouts, for my upper body workouts, because I had to get stronger and I had to get bigger. Now, looking back now with all the knowledge I have, with the hands-on experience I have with athletes, I would step away from that as well. I would do things that are focused on my goals, which obviously was to become a better athlete, become stronger as well, bigger as well, but also more explosive, jump higher, and be faster. So I will keep the main thing, and step away from literally copying things from Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube. Next, I would stop chasing fatigue and I would stop chasing soreness during my workouts. When I was 16, I felt like my workout was not complete if I wasn't gasping for air or if my legs weren't falling off my body at the end of my workout. Obviously, now this has been something that I've been preaching on social media as well and on this channel as well. It is something that I would obviously step away from. I had to keep the main goal, like I just said, and therefore, if at the end of my workout I'm trying to get faster, but I'm just gasping for air, guess what? I'm not really training speed, or I'm not really training explosiveness. I'm just training conditioning. So therefore, I would step away from chasing fatigue and chasing soreness, at least for most of my workouts. Obviously, if you train conditioning, that's another story. Then, another thing I would step away from if I was 16 again, and if I could do it all over again, would be working out without a plan. I can't tell you how many times I went to the gym as a young kid and just did random workouts, things I thought I had in my head. I would just do the same things over and over again. I had no real structure. I had no progressive overload, which means that I was trying to get my workouts harder and harder week by week and workout by workout. I would just do random workouts. So I would also step away from that. Then lastly, I would also try to become better when it comes to the recovery, the mobility, and the sleep. Okay, those are things that as a 16-year-old, it's very easy to get away with, especially the sleep and the nutrition. Mobility depends, obviously, but if could do it again, I would pay more attention to those things and I would start stacking those little habits little by little. You don't have to be extreme at all, but you can start building some good habits at that age that carry over to the next or to the rest of your athletic career. With all these things summarized, here are 5 things that I would do not right now if I was 16 and if I could do it all over again. First of all, I would start building a real good foundation. And with foundation, I mean I would start building strength, but I would also build the strength in good movement patterns. Okay, I would focus on getting strong in a squat pattern, a hinge pattern, a push pull pattern, a lunge pattern. I would try to get my movement quality up, my mobility up, and I would try to get strong in all these different positions and all these different movements. So that means getting strong doesn't mean chasing this soreness, chasing this fatigue that I was talking about. I would try to get really strong, lower volumes, higher intensities, first of all. Secondly, I would train speed and power from a way earlier age, right? Sprint training isn't something that you do when you're fast already. And that's a mistake I made. You should do your sprint training to get fast, right? So therefore, I would incorporate sprint workouts. I would incorporate more explosive workouts way earlier in my athletic development. So therefore, if I was 16, next to my strength workouts and next to my workouts in the gym, I would also start incorporating these sprint workouts and these workouts to become more fast, more explosive, and more powerful. So therefore, I could start building that base and keep building for the rest of my athletic development. Then thirdly, I would prioritize my nutrition and my recovery. Like I said, it's a mistake. It's something that you can get away with at an early age. But the earlier you start building the right habits, which means going to bed early or on time, sleeping enough hours at night, eating the right things. You don't have to follow a strict diet plan or nutrition plan, but just focus on eating less sugar, less candy, less junk food, whatever it might be, and focus on eating whole foods, hydrating well, understanding how important hydration is for athletic performance. Just stacking those little habits day by day for the rest of your career, they will make a huge difference if you start doing them at the age of 16 or at the age of 22, 23. So therefore, that's the third mistake that I would try to work on or try to fix if I could do it all over again. Then fourthly, kind of hand in hand of the movement qualities for the strong foundation, I would try to work on my movement quality and my mobility from an early age. Really try to move in a lot of different positions, get my body used to moving in these different positions, and get stronger, more fluent, and use my movement efficiency to also move better within my sport. This is something that I had to learn the hard way when I was training already for a couple of years, is that I was getting robotic. I was getting strong, but I was also getting robotic. I wasn't moving fluently, and therefore, if I could do it all over again, I would really try to work on my movement quality and my movement efficiency from a younger age. And then lastly, the fifth thing that I would do if I could do it all over again is that I would work out with a system, with a structure. Obviously, it took me way too long to realize this, but when I was 16, like I said before, I was doing random workouts. I did not really have a system in place. Now that has completely changed, and it has completely changed my athletic performance for the better as well. Now I have a real system. I'm following a real plan, a real structure, not only training wise, but also my mental training, my nutrition, my recovery. Everything is a system, and I just have to follow it. And therefore, I know that if I follow every step, I'm going to be successful. And this is a never ending system, right? But this is also the same system that I use for my athletes. No more random workouts, no more guessing. If everything is planned out and everything is structured, you set yourself up for success. So for more 16-year-olds that are listening and that are trying to fast track their development, here are 4 tips that you can incorporate to actually fast track your development and become even better at a younger age, besides these 5 tips that I just gave you. First of all, start tracking monthly. Start tracking what you're doing. Start seeing if your training is actually paying off, if you're getting better. The more you measure, the more you know. So therefore, the better you can adjust, right? It's not every training is going to help you, right? Not every single method or whatever is going to help you, and that's completely fine. Every person responds different to different stresses. Therefore, you need to know what's working and you need to know what's not working, and if you don't measure, you have no clue. Secondly, surround yourself with coaches, surround yourself with mentors, surround yourself with players from your sport that are better than you, that know things that you can learn from. This is something that I had to learn the hard way. It took me way too long to look for coaches, to look for help to surround myself with. So surround yourself with people that are better, that know things, and that are knowledgeable in the field or in the thing that you are trying to get better at. Then thirdly, stop copying pro workouts. If you're 16, if you're young, doesn't matter. If you're 18, you're not a professional athlete, so stop doing what they're doing. Most professional athletes are not trying to build anymore. They're trying to maintain, right? And you're trying to build. You're younger. Don't do what the pros do, but do what the pros did to get to that level. And that's a whole different story. So that's also something that you need to understand as a young athlete. Then fourthly, last thing, stop training with emotion and start training with intention. Start following a plan, know exactly what you're doing, and if you don't feel like it one day, it doesn't matter. You have a plan, you have a structure, you know you need to do it. There's no guessing, there's no, I don't feel like it today. No. You have a plan, follow it because it brings you to the end goal of becoming the best athlete that you can be. So follow it, no emotions, just pure intention, and that's all you need to worry about. So those are 4 things I would do if I was 16 to fast track my development next to these 5 steps that I just broke down. So to sum it up for you guys, if you are 16 and you want to be absolutely unstoppable, do all these things that I just told you. Follow the 5 steps to your foundations. do the 4 things to fast track your athletic development, and I promise you, in 6 months from now, in 12 months from now, you'll be completely recognizable. These are just steps you can follow, little things you can implement in your daily life, in your daily training. So if you follow these from a young age, whether you're 16, 17, 18, doesn't matter. If you follow these, you'll be at a whole new level in a year from now. And if you need help for this, I actually have a calendar link down below in the description that you can click. You can book a call with me and I can help you to personally guide you and implement these systems that I'm talking about to bring you from where you are to where you want to be as an athlete. If not, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys implement these things that we're talking about, and I'll see you guys in the next video.